Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rant Radio. Hold on. There we go. Welcome back to Rant Radio. As always, you can follow us on social media. This is the worst opening ever. I'm all distracted. Welcome back to episode 636. We're going to preview USC and UCLA. Locking horns at the Coliseum, the city championship game. USC and the Trojans facing the Bruins of UCLA for the victory bell. See if it still remains cardinal. We're going to preview the game with our friend Jake Merrifield from the Whats Bruin Show. As always, you can follow us on social media at Rant Troy. Email us, rantoftroy@fansite.com, and our phone number, 818-643-7227. Suck it, Whats Bruin Show.
Suck it, USC, Rant Troy, whatever you are, all of you.
I'm your host, Michael Castillo, journalist with my co-host here in the Rant Troy studio in Los Angeles, Alicia D'Artola.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, and joining us, the very blurry Jake Merrifield from the Whats Bruin Show.
Here I am. Does it come to focus yet, or is it still?
It's still out of focus.
Technology. That's okay.
I will show you guys how
you can't see me. You can't see me.
we can see you. You're just a little blurry. Hold on.
Well, let's look at it.
There you go. See, there you're in focus when we look at both of you together.
How funny.
On this in the same camera. But if we go.
Well, I guess you need to figure out what you want to do, man. Yeah. It's your call. The show already started. Yeah. Well, so Michael's been messing around with this for about 20 minutes, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, fella. We're here to talk.
Yeah. Kenny in the chat says, "Sad I'm out of town for this." Yeah, we miss you, bud.
Hey, how was McDonald's, Kenny?
But before we started recording, Jake told me a story of him seeing Kenny at McDonald's
and like waving at him,
and Kenny doesn't see him,
trying to flag him down.
And then you call him and like berate him for not seeing you. I
didn't berate him. I was like, "Hey, Kenny, how's McDonald's, pal?" He's like, "What?" He was just a little bit freaked out.
We're also going to break the fourth wall for the text message I just received from my brother who lives in the same building.
Yeah, this is awesome.
OMG, I just realized that was your sheriff friend in the elevator. Totally always forget his name.
I totally jammed him up in the elevator. I was asking all sorts of questions like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? What's going on? How was everything?" And he's like, He did make polite conversation, but I could so tell he didn't know me at all. It was so great.
Yeah.
Said hello to his lovely wife. It was wonderful.
Kenny in the chat says, "I make a habit of getting in my car quickly and getting away when someone in the parking lot starts yelling."
Apparently.
That's a good strategy.
It's fair strategy.
Very good strategy.
All right.
A lot of stuff to get to in this game. I think we just have to get straight into it. Not really any news to get to that I think is worth discussing. SC is 17th in the college football playoff rankings. We talked about that yesterday. But let's get into the preview. SC and UCLA locking horns, 4:30 p.m. on
WNBC.
Yes.
There it is.
Thank you. 3-8 UCLA coming to the Coliseum. 3-5 in the Big Ten. They're going to be looking to go 4-5.
What channel is it actually on, though, guys? Is it on 7?
NBC.
4.
It is?
Yeah.
How did NBC? Oh, because Big Ten. See, this shows how disconnected I am from this freaking season. All right.
It's on
WNBC.
I thought you were just making a joke. I thought you were gonna. No. I thought you were gonna come with a real channel.
No, it is on
WNBC.
I remember.
Or it's on the Cock if you want to watch it on then.
Oh, okay.
On there. Yeah.
The Cock's great.
Yeah. Anyways,
I finally gave you something you could clip. By the way, at least he was
the
like,
Cock's great.
Jesus. The negative review we got about the language when you were on last time is gonna
I forgot about that.
Come back to the surface.
Whatever.
Yeah, this one.
Send that guy to my house.
Yeah,
I have something to say to him.
By the way, big ups to Tim in LA in the chat who just dropped in a super chat.
Thank you, Tim.
We love you, Tim. He says, "Beat the Bruins and the Grizzlies."
Oh, this guy. All right, there we go.
Tim, big Centurions guy.
Love you, Tim. Yeah. Absolutely love you.
Yeah. All right, UCLA unranked in the polls. They're number 72 in FEI, 71st in offense, 89th defensively.
Double how.
13th in special teams. Look at that. UCLA, I've always thought that UCLA special teams
We had the worst fake punt and fake field goal attempt in history last week versus Washington.
That was good.
It's
so bad.
Literally the worst fake attempt ever when like national NFL, like Mina Kimes tweeted about it.
Yeah, it was so bad. And even with that, we have a really good special teams unit, which is fun. I like that.
That fake, which is the holder like doing the blind toss back behind us. It looks so good when you nail it.
Yeah. Oh, that's why that's the thing about that play is like it's 110% a style play.
Yes.
And it's like the chance of that becoming a substance play is like -72. You know, it's like there's no way, dude. But yeah, it's fun to watch at least. I mean, you know, it's interesting.
It's like jumping over the line on a field goal block. Yeah.
In a season with no stakes, like why the hell not?
Right. Yeah. Ron Murdy in the chat says UCLA should hire Justin Wilcox as its head coach.
I've heard that, pal. Ain't happening.
There's no way that Justin Wilcox would like to subject himself to being
and likewise. And vice versa
with the UC, like
double UC. Can you imagine
the Board of Regents? Yeah. No, he wants out of that.
He's had enough bureaucracy.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about UCLA's
we don't want
offense. The Bruins led on offense by quarterback Nico Iamaleava. Or are they? That's the biggest question. He's listed as day-to-day according to Tim Skipper. He left the Washington game a week ago. Luke Duncan started in his place.
Another big tall fella.
Or came in his place. He could start in his place on Saturday. What's the deal with Nico? 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 picks, passer rating of $123.4. Not great. Not the quarterback that I think you guys were expecting.
I don't know if that's true.
Not the production you were expecting, but yeah.
Production certainly.
Talk to me about it.
Well, here I'll just tell you this. Number one, everything with this team. Every single thing with this team should be looked at through a lens of where you threw out the first 3 games because that is a different team than what kind of took the field after Deshaun Foster was dismissed.
Sure.
That doesn't mean they're a good team since. I'm not saying that at all, but they are noticeably better, right? The first 3 games is about as depressing of it is the most depressing time for UCLA football in its history, I think, at least till you go back to when they're, we're talking like the 30s and 20s and 30s or whatever. It was the low point, and the losses they sustained to UNLV and New Mexico especially, and after getting throttled by the Utes, like just throw all that stuff out. It has no relation to the rest of the season, has no relation to how these players have played the rest of the season. So going back to your point about Nico, I think he's a different quarterback than what UCLA fans expected.
Sure.
I certainly thought that he would be a little more polished throwing it down the field, and that really has been his Achilles heel in these games for the most part. The one thing he has not been able to do consistently. But you could really make a very strong case that once Deshaun Foster gets fired, and even after they win a couple games, you can make a very strong case that he never really had to suit up again for the Bruins, that he could have taken his ball and gone home. And the thing that I have really liked about him this year is that he didn't. And he really was, during their little 3-game winning streak, and even during some of the adversity, they got throttled by Indiana and Ohio State. He has been a very good leader, in my opinion. And I don't really have any complaints about Nico Iamaleava, honestly. And this was a season that didn't go well for the Bruins at all. It's a season that we all want to flush down the toilet. It is also a season where who the hell cares what happens, because nothing really matters. And so any particular game, they can let it all hang out and go out there and try to get a win. And if it doesn't go their way early, we'll just go to our prognostication later. If it doesn't go their way early, it's probably not going to go their way. I don't see this team storming back, but they'll battle any game. And if Nico plays, which, do we have a magic 8 ball? Anybody? Prognosis is doubtful, I think, but from what I'm hearing. But if he plays, then I'm looking forward to watching the game. If he's not playing, then I don't know.
Yeah, Ron Murdy in the chat says that Nico's a dual threat, so he can hurt SC. Like, yes, if he plays, I think it gives the Bruins offense an extra dimension. Without him, Luke Duncan has not recorded a rush all season long.
It's not even about that. He has almost zero experience.
Yeah,
he's had 1 game in a non-competitive game against Ohio State.
Yeah, 235 yards so far this year, 2 touchdowns, passer rating of 139.2, which, like, I will say, as someone who has not been thrown in there much, his numbers are fine. It's not like he had a million interceptions or anything. He's not thrown a pick at all yet. But I think that if he's in there, I think this offense ends up looking a lot like Northwestern, or I'm not going to say Iowa because Iowa's different with the running quarterback and all that. But you know what I mean? One of the teams that SC was able to, one-ish dimensional teams that SC was able to sort of beat up on defensively. And then I guess the question I had for you, Jake, is like, what you talk about eliminating the first 3-4 games of the season, and I get that. But what is this offense lately? They had, the really good 3-week stretch where Jerry Neuheisel was the talk of college football, very charismatic, fun guy to watch, fun guy to root for, all those kind of things. 269 rushing yards against Penn State, a season high 6.24 yards per play in East Lansing against Michigan State, then a gutty offensive night and a win against Maryland. But like since then, they've sort of really fallen off offensively. They gained 222 yards or less in 3 of the last 4 games. And yes, 2 of them were against Indiana and Ohio State, who are basically NFL teams compared to everybody else this season.
Certainly compared to the Bruins.
Yeah, but their 208 yards of total offense last week against Washington. Washington has a good defense, but Washington is not Indiana and Ohio State, right?
Certainly.
It was the fewest by a UCLA offense at home since they had a $157 against SC and the greatest defense ever assembled in 2008. So like, and to your credit, Nico got hurt in that game. They brought in Luke Duncan and all that kind of stuff. But like, yeah.
What's the question, Michael?
I don't know. Alicia, when you look at this, like, it feels like there's sort of no excuse for the defense, the SC defense, to not sort of at least play decently, right?
Big excuse.
Well, I mean,
if Nico plays.
If Nico plays, there's a direct correlation between the teams that USC has played that have good quarterback play and the ones that don't.
Yes.
It's a pretty stark comparison, USC has lost to Luke Altmaier and to CJ Carr and to Dante Moore, and they
don't say that name in front of me. Whatever.
And for all his faults in terms of talent, Nico is much closer to those guys than Mark Gronowski or Preston Stone, or even at this stage in his career, Bryce Underwood. So right. Having Nico not on the field basically puts UCLA into a one-dimensional team, and when teams have been one-dimensional, USC has, while still giving up more yards than they should in the first half, has been able to really shut teams down in the second, especially on the ground when they sort of put their minds to it. So it does make a difference if Nico plays or not. It
makes all the difference in my opinion.
The only concern I have is that, like, even when USC has been playing bad quarterbacks, they've let those quarterbacks have like their best performance of the season in the first half. And like maybe that's the worry when it comes to Luke Duncan, because there isn't a lot of film on him, because he's an unknown quantity, and because USC has either been really bad at game planning or been outwitted by every offensive coordinator in the first quarter, essentially. That's where UCLA could find their gap,
I think it's the A gap over and over again.
Over and over again, yeah. Jerry Neuheisel, we know, is not like a scrub in terms of being able to come up with an offense that can be semi-competitive, and USC's defense has just been so consistently terrible in the first half and put USC in inexplicable holes. Like, I think we need to acknowledge that Iowa's offense, while much better than they were in previous years, is still far from being a dangerous offense, and USC let them put up 21 points in the first half because with a quarterback, Mark Gronowski, who has been having an unimpressive season, who was tearing USC to shreds. So I'm not going to sit here and say that UCLA couldn't possibly get one over on USC in the first half. The trends are certainly there, with or without Nico. The thing that USC needs to do is continue the trend of coming out in the second half and letting USC basically outpace UCLA. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that's a good way of putting it. SC has faced many a quarterback that you've never heard of before, who has done damage Tavita Pritchard, right? Who's the guy at ASU a few years ago in 2019?
Jaden Daniels.
No, not Jaden Daniels. The one who started instead of him. There was a guy that had like a really good game that brought them back in that game. Joe Yellen? Is he the guy that transferred to Pitt or whatever?
I don't remember.
Anyways, right. there's always random dudes that have had their day. And so you got to be mindful of that. Run game for UCLA is okay, not great. I think one of the questions I had for you, Jake, before we go to talking about UCLA defense, can you explain the running back rotation?
No, but I can tell you, I have a lot of
the numbers.
Yeah.
Berger, 307 yards.
That's a tasty burger.
Thomas, 294.
His name is Jet.
Woods, 266.
Never got a nickname because I got the investor from the season.
175.
He's awesome. He's launched out of a cannon every time. No nickname for him either. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. He has a nickname, but one of our that's Anthony Frias. Yes, you're talking about.
Yes,
he's Tony Colts, but I'm not allowed to call him that because one of our listeners got mad because I'm not giving him his proper due with his real name. But anyways, those are the 4 running backs.
Yeah,
but all of them are special in their own special way.
Okay. But we should expect to see all of them.
And the rotation is wonky and bonky, and it's a little bit, and it's just like they all have proven worthy of getting touches, and so it's kind of like whoever's really playing well, I guess we'll get it, but they all can do damage. Going back to what you were asking, Michael, about the UCLA offense and where it's at, and I'm just going to make all these arguments assuming that Nico's playing, even though I don't think he's going to play. Okay, I really do think that if Nico doesn't play, I think it's going to be a much harder crawl for UCLA, and I don't think they're winning the game or going to be in the game. But Michael, you were talking about their offense and how kind of you're laying out a bunch of stats, but just like I said with Nico, and you had to throw out the first 3 games. I know it's kind of a weird thing to say or kind of a cop-out a little bit, but with this team this year, it really is an individual game sort of thing, what they're doing in that particular game. And you could throw out the first 3 games because Deshaun Foster, it was just a total train wreck and a travesty, the most horrible part of UCLA football, in its history. And then the game against Ohio State and the game against Indiana, throw those out too, because they were never going to win those games. They're never going to be competitive in those games. But the games you need to look at are the games in the 3-game winning streak. They have that big upset against Penn State, and and then they have the Maryland game and the the Michigan State game on the road. Yeah. And then they lose the games to Washington and to Nebraska.
Nebraska and Washington, I think, are the best comparisons for SC.
That's fine, but you have to look at those 5 games, I think, for this UCLA season to give a proper assessment of UCLA heading into the game. You can't discount those other 3 games either, because that's when, I think that for any particular game, Tim Skipper, not just Neuheisel, Tim Skipper, the interim head coach of this team, can get these guys motivated and get them rolling. And I think that if Nico's playing, having a threat to run at running back and at the quarterback position is something that can really compromise USC's defense, which has not been good at that all year, right? And that is, I think, going to be a key in this game. But the main thing I'll point to, and you're talking about, how goofy is the running back rotation, how good are these guys? These guys can all run the ball pretty well, and they all can make big plays. UCLA will be competitive in this game if they can control the ball, control the clock, and keep the USC offense off the field a little bit, right?
Sure.
UCLA's defense, we'll get to that in a minute. They can make a game of this game if the offense is doing their part. But when UCLA has been successful this year, it has been controlling the ball, running the clock, possessing the ball, and if they're able to do that effectively, then they'll have a chance in this game. And if they aren't, then they're going to get blown out. And you can look at, that's one of the things like a tell for the season. Look at the freaking time possession on all these games. And if they don't have the advantage or at least a wash, they are toast. And when they do have the advantage, they're playing pretty well in these games. And that Washington game, I almost, once they started having those big turnovers, that game was over. But the first quarter and a half, if that goes a little differently, if they don't have those turnovers, I think they're in the game with Washington. And that's a game, Michael, that you already laid out was completely non-competitive by the end of it. Mm-hmm. But they were competing early, and if things go their way, they'll continue to compete. And that's how I feel about the offense. I don't know if that was, if that answered all your questions, but that's really where I'm at with them.
No, I think that checks out. And part of that is a self-fulfilling prophecy of when you're good, then obviously, the ball control will be a big part of it. But yes, I think you're right. I think SC's or UCLA's chance here is control possession, play within yourself, don't make mistakes, all those kind of things that you sort of have to do as a team that's an underdog going into a game. Before we get to the defense, though, I want to ask you one question. Is there a bylaw in the UC system or something like that? Or
there's many bylaws.
UCLA.
It's a giant bureaucracy.
That the Bruins have to have a Chicano skill player at all times.
Well, give me
Pabico, Logan Loya, Anthony Frias. You had a receiver named Rico Flores.
Rico Suave.
I cannot remember the last time the SC had like a Hispanic skill player.
Well, I don't know what that. I mean, you're really giving me a wide path here to make a lot of accusations against SC. Okay, now you go back in their history and what the field's name, what the field is, and what they're doing on that march, and how that march originated, and it happened to be World War II, and I don't know what's going on, but you're just making my case for me, pal. So
okay,
not my fault. Not my fault. UCLA is inclusive. Not my fault. We find good skill players of all different creeds and colors and whatnot.
Yeah,
not my fault.
That's fair. Very fair. Okay.
Thank you for that, Michael. You just teed that one up for me, baby. Yeah. God help me if the Godfather was here. He would ghost. Sorry. Inside baseball.
And by the way, Alicia and I can ask that question. Let's go to defense.
Mr. Castillo.
Jake, the UCLA offense. No offense, it's not very good.
You know what? Michael, ask me this question. What do I have more faith in, UCLA defense or UCLA offense?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Right? What is it? It's crazy. It's a crazy answer, but it's a UCLA defense if the offense is just being mediocre. If the offense is being mediocre, I'm like, let's go defense. Yeah. If the offense is a no-show, then they're giving up 67 points. Yeah. If that makes sense. Based on what I just said previously. If UCLA's defense is on the field less than, 29 minutes, then I'm like, we're winning this game, baby. Now, when is that going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah, the less time that they're there it certainly helps.
I'm just saying they play better the less they're on the field.
Yeah, no. I get you. In total defense, UCLA's not bad. 82nd.
Yeah, that's so
I say
terrible.
Not bad in
that's
relative
so terrible.
In comparison to everything else.
Yeah, they're bottom third.
Yards per play is 107th.
Yeah.
Yards per carry in the run game 128th.
Yeah.
Defensive passer rating is 111th.
I would like to see this adjusted for throwing the first three and then the Ohio State and the Indiana out. But I mean, that's not fair because you don't do that with other teams. But it
would be
it's a situational
to see
team.
what the numbers actually look like.
With CFB stats, you can split it by month. So like if we go into,
I still don't like that because we had
but October is different than September.
Yeah.
Right,
but October also includes
UCLA
the game.
Yards per play is 48th defensively. That is much better. 120th in August and September. In November, you're at 112th.
They literally were the worst team in school history for the first fourth of the season.
Yeah.
So that's going to warp everything.
Yes.
And then they played, as you just said, two teams that might as well be NFL light teams. Mm-hmm. That's going to warp their season. Yeah. On the road, by the way, not at home. On the road, they play those two teams.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like this is not a season where you can look at UCLA, this particular team, and go look at the whole pie. You have to break it down into the pieces.
There's nuance there. Yeah. 100%. I think that the
and I'm not saying they're good. I'm not. I'm just saying they're better than what the stats say.
Yeah. The one thing that I did want to point out when looking at the totality of this defense, is the lack of forcing negative plays.
That's been rough.
135th in the country in tackles for loss. They've failed to record a single tackle for loss in their loss against New Mexico. I know early in the season.
Don't say that game. Don't bring that game up, Michael.
I know. I'm sorry.
I want to hear it.
I'm sorry.
I'm still smarting from that. The guys, they're still running freaking. Oh man.
They only had
power
one against
right up our ass.
Indiana. They are dead last, 136th in the country in tackles for loss per game.
Not good at it.
Let's talk about sacks though. UCLA, the only team in America to have yet to record double-digit sacks. They have 8 this season. 8.
Yeah.
I looked this up. Going back until I went back 5 seasons. So 2025, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Didn't want to go to COVID because that wouldn't have mattered here. Only 4 teams have had single-digit sacks in the last 5 seasons.
Sheesh. So we need 2.
Oregon State last year.
That's your telling me we need 2?
Yes. Colorado 3 years ago.
Here's
and both
hoping.
Vandy and USF in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? And because the interesting thing is you look at the players, and John Vaughn's 104 tackles, Isaiah Chisholm 82 tackles.
Yeah.
Your leading tacklers are your linebackers. So it's not like guys are
And that's not how it's not a bad thing.
That shouldn't be a bad thing, because that seems like those are the guys that should be making the tackles.
Yeah.
It's not like the DBs have got a bunch of tackles in that sense. So like, what is it? Is it a bunch of 5-yard plays and not very negative plays, and like a reduction of explosiveness? Like what is it?
Well, first of all, literally, as we've mentioned, I'm going to keep harping on the same damn thing. I'm sorry. But for half of the season, for the first fourth of the season, they were absolutely lifeless. And for half the season, they were lifeless or playing teams that they were never going to beat. So then you have to look at all the other games, and they're still not generating a lot of pressure because it's not the strength of this team. In the last 2-3 years, they've lost. How many guys play on defense at a time?
11.
They've literally lost like 37 NFL starters off this defense in the last 3 years. I don't know how that's possible. But look at all the guys that got drafted from this defense that just were coming out of nowhere. Last year we manufactured Captain America, Carson Schwarzenegger, out of thin air. And he took the country by surprise. And now look at him now. Yeah. So it's like the Bruins had many years of having a pretty darn good defense that was handicapped by some of the worst offenses they've ever had. Mm-hmm. And they were really good at generating pressure and all that stuff. But I mean, the attrition over the years has been so strong, so much that they have big bodies. They have, capable players on the front seven this year, but they don't have anybody that is a guy that's going to get you a bunch of TFLs. And that's just a weakness of this particular defense.
Yeah,
but I still think they can
lay out too loud.
Yeah, and they can hang in there, but they're not a team that's going to, come over the line of scrimmage and take it from you.
Yeah, and
I will butt in here also that it's not like USC has generated a lot of pressure in the last 5 games either.
No.
And that's a problem. But like UCLA has 2 sacks in the last 5 games, and USC has 4, and 2 of those came against Northwestern. Mm-hmm. So I think this is going to ultimately be a game between 2 teams who don't generate nearly as much pressure or havoc as you would imagine they should, certainly from USC's perspective. But
I would love a havocless game. That'd be fun.
I mean, we're probably setting up for it.
I know.
Because the thing is, like, even if UCLA got pressure, Jaden Mayava doesn't actually take very many sacks.
Yeah.
And I mean, they give a bunch of TFLs to Oregon, but
that's Oregon.
Oregon has a really good defensive line, so I'll just give that to them. But I think it's very possible that both of these teams do absolutely nothing on the line of scrimmage.
And I do want you guys to understand something about UCLA's front seven, though. Like, they don't have the guys that are going to come across the line of scrimmage to make TFLs, but they have a lot of big bodies in the middle of this defense, and their linebackers are pretty good and active. And other than the first few games where nobody was tackling anybody, they can make tackles. So I would be surprised if SC comes out and is averaging 4, 5, 6 yards per carry. Like, they're a team that can limit you on your yards per carry, but it's going to be because you have a bunch of runs that are 3.5 yards, not because you have an 8-yard run and then a negative 3-yard run, if that makes sense. They're good at that. That's one of the reasons why this defense can hang in games if they're not exposed for too long, because they can, they can not give up that big play, but they're also not going to make big plays the other way.
There's a standard deviation thing that I'm not smart enough to discuss here. But
right.
Because the interesting thing is you talk about the run game in terms of long rushes. UCLA doesn't give up a lot of long, not just runs, but a lot of long plays, period.
Yeah.
I'm looking at opposing long scrimmage plays, 30-yard plays. UCLA is 33rd. They've given up 16. That's the same number as Tennessee, same number as BYU, same number as Alabama.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'll tell you why, too, is because for the reason I just stated. Number one, they're not giving up a whole lot up the middle on big plays like that, because they, even though they're not coming across the line of scrimmage, they're making plays because they're a lot of big bodies and competent. And then down the field, these guys are really good at, if you got them beat, they'll just foul you. You know, like, so I wouldn't be surprised to see multiple PIs, but also not a lot of long bombs, if that makes sense.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Please.
Because we're going to get to those in a few minutes here in our next segment. So I'm glad you mentioned those. And we're going to talk about, yards per carry in our next segment too, not to be a spoiler, but like you mentioned the rush defense, that you thought that so basically you're saying that they might give up a lot of yards, but they're not going to get a lot on a per play basis.
Yeah, they might give a lot of yards up in volume, but just because they're on the field too long, which has been the big problem.
But does it worry you that SC is a world beater on the ground at home?
Yeah, of course. But, it probably worries me in the same way it worries you guys that your rush defense sucks. And if we're, some version of our fully operational self, which is not great, like that could really challenge the SC defense from this year, right? I mean, it's kind of the same deal.
Yeah, because you look at yards per carry at home, SC is number 1 in the country, tied with Navy.
That's pretty darn good.
6.67 yards per carry, which is really, really good.
6.7.
Yeah, sorry, 6.67. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
The little hand juggling thing. Yeah. Lisa, you got any other thoughts on the matchup, how it goes?
I mean, I think that the most intriguing matchup here is UCLA's offense versus USC's defense, just because I don't trust either of those to do anything. But on the other side of things, like, I think the reason that USC should have a lot of confidence here is simply because USC's offense is that good, especially when they're not playing like a top 10 defense. And UCLA doesn't have a top 10 defense or anything close to it. So I think that in a matchup where the opposing team isn't great at any one particular thing defensively, that's like the perfect matchup for USC, because USC can run the ball and can throw the ball, and sort of, if you're not elite in one or the other, you're just gonna get torn to shreds. The only thing that USC is always, the USC offense is always in danger of is, shooting themselves in the foot. But even then, this matchup still so heavily favors USC that even with a few shooting yourselves in the foot, you shouldn't. Like USC should go into this.
What's shooting yourself in the foot? Is it a turnover, or is it a
bad play calling? Having a calling a wide receiver pass in the pouring rain, and then having that wide receiver try to throw the ball with a man in his face and fumble it.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of thing. Penalties for sure. Penalties. So I think that those are things that pop up and can kill a drive very easily. But even then, like, it's almost like the way that USC's defense was against Oregon's offense in Eugene, where even if you get one or two stops, even if you get the stop there or there, chances are you're simply going to break on the third drive or the fourth drive, and you're just going to get outpaced. And so that's the way I think that USC will come into this game, feeling like even if you stop this offense a few times and look good against them a few times, like, just statistically, the probability suggests that USC will break through because they have Mekhi Lemon, and because they have Jacoby Lane, and because Jade Maia was a good quarterback, and because King Miller is a good running back.
Right. Yeah, and so we're going to get to predictions in a few minutes. So I don't want to do anything. I don't want to necessarily mention things that would spoil a prediction. But Alicia, would you feel better about those kind of things if UCLA showed up wearing Rutgers equipment?
Do we understand the question?
I don't understand the question.
If it wasn't UCLA, as I was saying?
Yeah, like if the same exact team is named Rutgers.
Right.
Do you think that...
Is the rivalry game part of it?
Yeah.
The rivalry game aspect of it is my main fear for this game, specifically because all of our conversations on this podcast, on every other podcast we've seen, all over TikTok, all over Twitter, in person, all conversations in USC land right now are, well, is 9-3 good enough? Like, this team is 9-3. Like, we've been out here saying this team is 9-3 when this team is 8-3. Like, there's like some looming karmic justice that
someone
is what
could
scares the crap out of me.
Could create a sizzle reel of us saying
9-3, 9-3. Yes,
that'd be great.
Right.
Yeah. So
8-4, 4-8 would be just great.
Yeah,
be wonderful.
All right, let's go to over under.
So you're going over.
I'm feeling bold. Give me that over.
I'll go under. I got to take an under here. I got 3 unders to take.
I'm going to do an under here.
All right, let's start with the first one. Over under 6.675. USC rushing yards per carry. That's SC's average at home is 6.67.
What's the average on the road?
I can tell you in a second. SC's average on the road, 3.7.
Whoa!
Mind you, like
holy sheesh!
It's
granted.
I think it is
3 of the 4.
Interesting.
The 5 road games they've played.
You played the good teams you played against on the road.
It's
the same thing I've been saying about our season.
Like it's affected by the Notre Dame game and the Oregon game, the 2 best rush defenses that they've played, being on the road. But there is a natural home road split. Period. Like you look at last year, home and road was 6.15 to 4.19.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they played Penn State at home last year. So there is just a natural home road split. But UCLA is allowing 5.13 on the road. Ohio State had 6.73, which is very similar. It would just barely qualify for an over. That was 2 weeks ago. Alicia, where do you see this?
The home road splits?
Yeah. No, where do you see the over under? Over under 6.675.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. 6.67 is very high. Yeah. I think USC could hit it, but I also think that USC, the offensive line thing is a mess. And at this point, I almost have to assume that somebody on that offensive line is going to get injured because it's literally happened in every game, it feels like, this season. I don't think we know Elijah Page's status going in here. I was looking for any injury updates from practice, and there was nothing there. So we don't know if Elijah Page will be in there. I assume John Ray Reed will be in there. We don't know how healthy he is. I just think the way that USC offensive linemen have been dropping like flies, I'll take the under here mostly not because I think USC can't run the ball, but I just think that they're probably not going to run the ball for 7 yards carry.
Okay. Jake, I'm guessing you're taking the under.
Well under. Well under. Well under.
Okay.
I'm looking sub 5, baby. I'm looking
5.
sub 4.5. Sub 4.5. Sub 4.5.
Okay. I won't go that much. I will take the under, but not. I don't know that it'll be that much. I think SC is still over 5.5.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think USC is above 5.5, but under 7.
Yeah. 4.5 may still spell doom for the Bruins, by the way. But I'm saying no.
Next one.
Ain't happening.
Over under 3.5. UCLA tackles for loss. SC is 14th nationally.
Okay.
SC is 14th.
We're all under, right? Okay, we're all under? Just move on. Jesus Christ.
SC is 14th nationally in allowing 3.91 per game. UCLA dead last in the country at 3.36 per game. So 3.5 right in the middle.
Yeah, and they'd have to exceed what their average is. Yeah, under.
Okay.
I'll go first. Under.
Jake is under. I'm actually torn here, mostly because, just again, the offensive line thing is really unsettling.
Hold on. Can you guarantee me 2 bad snaps by the USC offense? Then I'll go over.
Well, there was one bad snap.
There was one.
Did you guys have a year where you had a year where you had 18 bad snaps?
Oh, the love of Clay Hilton's life.
Yeah, that was that guy. Yeah.
Big shouts to Toa Lobendon.
Toa Lobendon had
that guy. I love that guy.
Great lineman. Not the best center.
I love that guy. I love that guy. Dude, hey, speaking as a center who was not the best center, but was a pretty good lineman, I feel his pain. Yeah. I lost a game to San Diego, goddamn Enforcers, off of 2 bad snaps. First game I ever played center. Thanks, coach. Then he taught me how to do it, and I was like gold after that, but very sad. Very regretful about that. Sorry.
Alicia, you're taking the over.
Am I still talking? Yeah.
I can't take the over. I can't. But I will not be surprised in the slightest if this hits over.
I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you.
You guys are too kind.
Look at the tackles for loss. UCLA had 5 last week against Washington.
Wowza.
So they did have 4 at Ohio State. I'm gonna take the over too.
Oh,
I'm taking the over.
okay.
Yeah. There's a chance that like they're just like, okay, F it, we're just gonna sell out every single play and see what happens, and then you're gonna get some more.
I also think
that would be the reason.
There's a non-zero chance of this game not being interesting in the fourth quarter. Also,
sure, definitely. There's definitely a non-zero chance.
And just getting
It
USC
just gets goofy.
Their backups in and then gets weird. But that's a question I have for you, Jake. Like, the season being what it is, why hasn't UCLA, and maybe they have and it still hasn't produced anything, but like, why hasn't UCLA just said, F it and gone at, like, you're sending a blitz every down?
It's very, very easy answer to that is that the first 2 games don't count. They have the 3 winning streak, them plus Nebraska and Washington, where they're actually had a legitimate chance in the games. And so you don't need to just sell out in those games because you have a legitimate chance in those games. Yeah. And then you have the 2 games that, that were absolutely not going to be wins against Ohio State and Indiana. It's like, whatever. But if you're playing an opponent that at least you're kind of in coin flippy range, then the Bruins can play honest. And when they're not, then they're not. But I think SC is a game where they can. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Every particular game has its own story for this team. Sure. None of them matter. But I think the coaching staff, as it is now, has done a good job of getting them motivated to play the games that they have a chance to win.
Okay.
Even Washington, even though it went sideways.
I think you're answering my question that I was just going to throw back at you. When you say that none of the games matter, does that make it more or less likely for UCLA to win in general? But if you said that they're still motivated for those games that don't matter, then I think that...
Yeah, I think it's game to game. Yeah. And I think they come in motivated.
Sure.
And if it's not going their way, they're going to get demotivated very quickly.
Sure.
But if they hang, then they're gonna keep battling and fighting and scratching the scrawn.
The reality is
clawing and scratching.
Scratching and clawing. The reality is that if there was ever a game, or if there was ever a USC team that set up to give a rival like UCLA hope early, it is this one. Mm-hmm. UCLA can come in hype, and USC, given their first half track record.
I mean, John David Booty's had a good year, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
Okay, that's the other thing I was going to say. Like, we all lived through 13-9, so
cheers to that.
Inexplicable stuff has happened in this rivalry. So again, I'm not trying to get too overconfident, but right. It keeps coming. Not to harp on the same thing, but like it keeps coming down to like, if USC was a good first half team, they could completely crush UCLA,
absolutely,
and just end the game right there and then. But USC is a horrific first half team,
which
tells me that USC is going to give UCLA a lot of hope, and it will come down to how well USC adjusts in the second half to pull away.
I think, and I think if it is, and I'm not saying that there's a high probability that it will be a tight game. Mm-hmm. But if it is, I really do like UCLA's chances to finish strong. I just really do.
Yeah.
I think Jerry's, when he's in a situation where he's got a little bit of ability to sprinkle some magic, I think he's got it in him on offense. I think Tim Skipper is very good, at motivating these dudes. And he's not going to be the coach of the Bruins after this game. This is the last hurrah for all these dudes. And if they can stay in the game, I like their chances to finish strong.
Yeah. Let's put a pin in the prediction talk, though.
You're right.
I want to stay
Take control of this podcast, Michael. Jesus.
I know. Next one. Over under 1.5 USC special teams gaffes.
Oh.
Here's how... These are the things that we've come up with, the criteria. A missed field goal will count. Mm-hmm. A punt of less than 20 yards, a shanker. Mm-hmm. Allowing any sort of touchdown on special teams, committing any penalty on special teams. Okay, I think I would be less worried about a block in the back of all the special teams penalties, or like a kick out of bounds per se, but those will still count for this.
Yeah,
allowing a kick return into USC territory, and then we put big punt return at our discretion.
We had a conversation.
We thought about 25 yards, but...
Yeah, but it was like, well, what if, Michael put 25 yards, but, there could be a 20-yard return that's really costly to USC if USC's, kicking off from the 5 and, whatever.
Yeah.
But then we also talked about, like, should we put it around, like, if UCLA starts in plus territory after a punt, and that could be, again, USC kicking from the 5 and
catching the ball,
catching it at the 49. Like, that's not the same thing.
That's not the same thing. So big punt return at our discretion. Any penalty, any block allowed, obviously those things. Here's one food for thought. Would giving up a successful fake
yes.
count?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That will count. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Just like UCLA, having an absolute abortion of a play counts the other direction.
Actually, we should also count the attempting a fake that doesn't work.
Okay. That's a good point. Yeah.
In honor of UCLA.
Yeah. Iliam in the chat says there's definitely going to be a penalty. All right, so I'm taking the over on this.
I am also smashing the over.
There's just too many things.
What was the number though?
1.5.
It's 1.5.
Oh yeah, over.
At 1.5, like I'm very like Iliam. I'm very confident there will be a special teams penalty. Mm-hmm. So then you just need one of any of the other ones to hit, and a missed field goal is always possible. A short punt is always possible. A return is always possible.
And in these rivalry games, I guarantee you one thing, there's going to be attempts at wacky plays.
Yeah.
They're going to let it all hang out to a degree. So there's probably going to be a lot of attempts. It's a lot of chances for those things to happen too.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're all taking the over. Let's go to the next one. 2.5 UCLA pass interference penalties. You mentioned this a little bit earlier, Jake. Oregon had 4 of them last week. Notre Dame, I think, had 39 of them against SC. This is a standard operating procedure, right, for teams against the Trojans. And I think it's smart. Like, I don't think it's a bad strategy. And I don't think it's a bad strategy for SC to play into it either. You've got 2 of the hardest receivers in the country to defend. Kai Lemon and Jacoby Lane. If you can hold them to a 15-yard gain on a penalty versus a 40-yard gain, defensively you do that. And offensively, if you can get a new set of the downs by that happening, then maybe you throw more jump balls because of it or whatever. But 2.5 is the number. UCLA did not have a single one against Ohio State, which is a similar receiving corps. So that's interesting.
Yeah, Ohio State didn't really have to do a whole lot.
Sure.
They just kind of rolled the ball out there and won the game and blah.
You did have 2 against Washington. So 2.5 is the line.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. I think that I think it goes over. And for reasons I already stated, this team is pretty good at not giving up big plays, but they absolutely will foul you if they are beat. And the DBs are good at that, and I trust them to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I'm taking over mostly because UCLA's corners are pretty decent. In terms of just like the metrics.
In the offseason, they got like 17 of them in. And so they have a group that can at least hang.
If the DBs that are going to be on the field were worse, I would take the under because you have to be near Makai Lemon or Jacoby Lane in order to.
Roderick Pleasant seems pretty good. Seven pass breakups. It seems pretty good.
Yeah. So I think they will be close enough to USC's receivers to be in position to take the professional foul PI.
That's a wonderful point.
And I think that USC in general is more than willing to throw up the ball that puts that into the equation. So yeah, taking the over.
Yeah, that's a good argument. I'm gonna take the under just because it could still be 2. It could still be 2. So it's a high line in that sense. Final Nannies in the chat says, Michael, it wasn't. It's not the hardest receiving core to cover. It's the most difficult to cover. I agree. I think we agree. We agree. I'm not sure if I'm missing the difference between those two, but yes, it's a difficult receiving core to cover. Absolutely. Let's go to the next one. 1.5 UCLA fumbles. This is fumbles. This is not fumbles lost. This is just fumbles. The Bruins had 3 last week. They lost all 3 to the Huskies of Washington last week.
Do you have their stats pulled up for the year, like what their average is? I was trying to look at my phone, but I can't get the site.
Yeah, hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so, I mean, I will say this about last week's performance. One of those fumbles was an awesome one where Nico, puts the ball on the ground to try to keep his balance, and then he just whoop, I left it there. And then they picked it up. There was some freak plays in the first half of that Washington game that, I think that if if the Bruins play like that, they're going to lose, obviously. But like if they have the potential to not play like that, and all these running backs are pretty good in general with ball security. I think Nico's the most likely to fumble the ball. So if he's not playing, well, I'm assuming he is playing, even though he's probably not going to play. But I still will say the under on that, because I think generally speaking, if things are going well for the Bruins, they're doing a pretty good job of protecting the ball, at least on the ground. But with that being said, I'm trying to remember what their season's been like in that regard.
Yeah, it's 10 this season.
Yeah, and 3 in that one. So there you go. I mean, I think it's going to be an under. Yeah. I think it was out of character for them to fumble it as many times as they did. And that's why Washington got out of hand.
Sure.
Well, and Washington has 5 fumbles gained this season, and 3 of them
against
came
the Bruins.
in the Bruins. So
Screw
that's
those
not
Huskies.
like something that Washington was doing. It does sound kind of fluky.
Double damn.
Yeah.
Alicia, what say you?
Because it sounds fluky, I will go with the under. I think, given the Eric Gentry of it all, sure.
You guys still have that 8-foot tall linebacker?
Yes,
love that guy.
8-foot tall giraffe is still out there, yes. But
it's always possible, yeah.
It's always possible he'll get 1, but I'm just not going to bet on 2.
I'm going to take it.
You're going to take it?
I'm going to take the over. No rain this week. It is, I Googled weather 989, which is the SC zip code. It says sunny 70.
Lovely.
There you go.
Lovely.
No heavy downpour either, but no rain, certainly. All right, last one. 49.5 USC points.
Oh. God help me.
SC has not scored 50 against the Bruins since 2019. They also famously scored 50 in 2011. Alicia, what are you on this?
I'm taking the under.
Okay.
Mostly because
Bruins haven't given up 50 this year, by the way.
They go 56 to Indiana, though.
You're right. Sorry, I had the 48 in my head from Ohio State.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's not that I don't think USC will put up points on UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't necessarily trust USC to be operating at a high level for the entirety of the game, which is kind of what you have to do to get up to 50.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a world in which USC gets to 40 and UCLA is behind by 3 scores, and USC is just running the ball, running the clock, and not even going after those points. And also I kind of am building in my head, not a no-show from USC, but I think we're likely to see a hangover, an Oregon hangover from USC.
Okay. Jake?
So tell me, you guys, SC this year on their offense, when they're at their peak, are they scoring on long drives or are they scoring on big plays, short drives?
All of the above.
They're just scoring on everything. Okay. Number one, I'm on under on this because my vision of this game is the ideal vision for UCLA, which is they control the ball for at least 30 minutes of this game, and therefore SC doesn't have the ball long enough to score 49 plus, and that's just where I'll sit with it. And I don't really have any other rational reason other than that, just to say I'm envisioning the nice version of the game for UCLA. So under.
Well, and it's also worth pointing out that USC has not scored. It's not only not scored 50 since Georgia Southern, they haven't really come close to scoring 50.
Yeah.
The closest they've gotten is the 45 they scored against Purdue. But even in the home games, 31 against Michigan, that's good defense. 38 against Northwestern, 26 against Iowa. Not that UCLA has a defense comparable to Iowa, but
no.
USC is also not scoring like for most of the season. USC's offense has not, again, been consistently solid enough the whole way through.
They didn't score 50 against a Michigan State team that lost its 2 best players in the middle of the game.
And I will say this too, like we've talked a bunch of times tonight about how UCLA doesn't give up the big play very much. So if they stay true to that characteristic, then SC will have to drive the field longer, which will take longer, which will give them less opportunity to get that many points.
Yeah. I'll take the under as well. Let's go to the Vegas spread.
We agree.
It is 22.5. Last I checked to put this together. The FEI projection, right on. FEI's projection is 39-17, which is 22 points. Jake, as the guest, you may go first. What is your prediction?
22 and a half.
Well, score prediction. You can say if it's a cover or not. Go for it.
Can I give a two-path score?
Sure.
Well, if Nico plays, if Nico doesn't play, 42-10 USC. If Nico plays, 24-20. UCLA, fight.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, sorry. With Nico, what was the
24-20?
24-20 UCLA.
Yeah. Okay. UCLA.
And then 42-10 USC without
Nico.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Thanks for letting me do that, guys.
Elisa, what do you got?
I'm going USC 40, UCLA 21, but I think it's 24-21 at the half.
Ooh.
Yeah. I want to circle back to that, by the way, in a second.
Yeah, so I think that it will be a close game at halftime and that we will see, once again, USC's defense shut things down in the second half and USC will score the couple of touchdowns that they need to put the game out of the...
So sort of a combination between the Iowa Northwestern...
Very Northwesterning,
Yeah. I am going to say, friends, you know what NFR means. No football reason.
Mm-hmm.
There is no football reason for UCLA to win this game. None.
I disagree, but...
Not a single football reason for UCLA to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't create negative plays. They don't stop the run on a per carry basis. They don't reliably score enough. They potentially could be without the dynamic quarterback, potentially, if not probably. Like all of these, there is not a football reason for UCLA to win this game. There are a lot of non-football reasons. Number one, 2 years ago, SC was 7-3 going into Eugene to play an Oregon Ducks team that was highly ranked with Caleb Williams as their quarterback. And they played a game where they lost by 2 scores in which it looked kind of maybe, if you squinted, it looked a little close. But also they got gashed plenty. I would say this year's game was closer than that one was. But they lose. On the scoreline, SC kept it closer 2 years ago in Eugene. They came home. It was 7-4 with a record of 7-4, needing to go 8-4 against UCLA at home, and the Trojans no-showed. Laid an egg.
What a great game.
It was the only time in the Lincoln Riley era that I think you can definitively say that SC no-showed. It was dreadful. There was no juice, no oomph, no nothing. The Coliseum was deader than dead. And UCLA won. Danton Lynn was the defensive coordinator for the Bruins, and they stopped Caleb Williams and SC, and SC's defense didn't do anything against Chase Garbers. Chase Garbers? Is that the right one?
Ethan.
Ethan, sorry.
His name is Ethan. You can call him E.
Yeah. And then you add on the fact that we have sat here on this podcast all week talking about 9-3. There are several clips of us just assuming that SC will be 9-3. I think SC fans assume SC will be 9-3. I think people on message boards assume SC will be 9-3. People on national podcasts assume that people will be 9-3. Vegas assumes that SC will be 9-3. Richard in the chat says, Michael, what the hell are you doing? I'm telling you right now, there's no football reason that SC should lose this game. And because of that, UCLA covers.
Oh, thanks, Michael. Thanks for that.
UCLA covers.
Oh, how gracious. How gracious you are, Michael Castillo.
I absolutely think that there could be a world in which I'm not going to say SC loses. They certainly could. Absolutely. Anything's possible in college football. But, I could see a world where this is just an ugly-ass game where SC wins 24-16, and it's just, ugh. If this game was played 2 weeks ago, and if UCLA was wearing Rutgers uniforms, this is a game where I sit here right now and say that SC wins this game 52-17. So take that for what it's worth. I think that, if
Looking at the blind profiles of the teams.
Yeah, you take football reasons solely. This is a 52-17 win for the Trojans. But there's more than football reasons. So that's what I got. Let's go.
Hold on, I want to circle back to the prediction real quick because one of you said, I think it was Alicia, but something about if the game is like 24-20 at halftime.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said 24-20 at halftime and it ends 40-21.
Yeah, and in my opinion, like I view the game kind of the opposite way. Like if it's 20-0 SC, then SC is going to win 52-7. But if it's 24-20 at the half either way, I think this is a battle right down to the end of the game, and I think UCLA is in the game the whole way. I think if they're in the game going into the second half, I really like their chances to compete or maybe snatch the victory. And but if they encounter any real adversity early, I think it could be curtains for them very quickly.
I will say I think if SC had beaten Oregon, I think the 52-17 thing is a lock.
Yeah,
because I think that I think that there's always a letdown, but I don't know that you have a letdown in a rivalry game at home. So like I think that like that would have been a different thing. But I just worry about the funk after that game, and feeling like the playoff is over.
Let the funk flow,
and so the season is over. Like I worry about that kind of stuff, and solely because we saw it 2 years ago. So like it's there. It's there on paper already. So all right, let's go to the mailbag.
You've got mail.
All right, emails. We got an email from Tony, Michael.
Hi, Tony.
Alicia. This is Tony.
Jake.
From the Nora, PA. Just want to wish you guys, both of you and your families, a nice Thanksgiving. Also, I do have an opinion on when Christmas decorations go up and come down. We celebrate the fall season with fall decorations from late September until Thanksgiving. We put our Christmas decorations up the first week in December, then we take them down right after the new year. If you wait too long out east, you might not get them down until spring, I guess is the snow thing. That makes sense. I think that's totally valid.
Certainly.
When do you put up Christmas decorations, Jake?
Sometime, after Thanksgiving, first week or two of December for sure.
Okay.
Like I start getting them because first I get the Thanksgiving stuff out, and then when I'm putting that away, I get the Christmas stuff out.
Sure.
And then it goes up because hopefully it's not sitting there in the tubs too long.
Yeah. When do you put your Christmas stuff away?
Oh, that's this is not even like if it was up to my wife, they'd be in the box on December 25th. I refuse to do that, and usually I let it hang for at least a few days to a week.
We love Sarah.
By New Year's, they're pretty much gone.
This is the worst thing
it's
about
a terrible thing.
Like this is her one character flaw as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and then Alicia's character flaw is that she likes to leave it up until January 6th.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Enjoy the Christmas.
To be fair, I leave it up until March 6th.
Now March is maybe pushing a little too far. I'll go with January. March maybe not.
My official opinion on this is that anytime after King's Day, Epiphany, which is on January 6th.
Please call it Epiphany.
Epiphany. Anytime after Epiphany is acceptable to take them down. Yeah. Why do I take them down far later? Because I'm lazy and I just don't want to do it. It's not like an opinion thing. It's just like a willingness thing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think in a perfect scenario, everything Tony laid out is good. I think that I worry though, if we don't do it on Black Friday, we might not do it until the middle of December. You know what I mean? Like,
I've definitely been caught in that loop over the years too.
As two people who surely have ADHD and just need to actually get it diagnosed and all those things, I would love to be the type A person to sit here and say that like it always goes up on Black Friday, but there's been many a day many a year where it's December 14th and you're like, dang, we haven't done it yet. We've been meaning to do it, and like this happened and that happened, and next thing you know.
With older kids now, I'm in that boat. I've been in that boat probably 3 of the last 5 years. They've gone up later and later and later, and it's been weird. I used to be like, as soon as Thanksgiving hits, I'm hitting the Christmas playlist and we're doing that stuff. But when you have little kids, they're enthusiastic. When you have old, mean-spirited kids that don't care about nothing, then it's harder to get motivated.
They're not mean-spirited.
Speak for yourself.
Lovely. Your kids are lovely.
Yeah, super stressed.
Michael, before we go any further, we have missed a super chat that came in like 5 minutes into the episode.
Did we?
Yeah, Tim in LA.
Damn.
We did it. No, we did that one.
Did we?
That was top of the show. We got
because it was beat the Grizzlies.
Oh, okay. I was zoned out then. My bad.
Go Grizzlies.
Yeah. No, I mentioned
the Grizzlies and Centurions need your players. So if you know someone in law enforcement, firefighter, paramedic that wants to play football, send them to the Centurions or the Grizzlies, please.
I didn't go play the chime and didn't change the scene because you guys are sharing a camera over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I could fit you onto the thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's why. Normally,
Tim
I
was worthy of being mentioned twice.
Yeah.
Tim's the best.
That's right.
We got an email from Bob. It says, by the way, as per ChatGPT, as of late 2025, Indiana's football recruiting class is ranked 53rd nationally and 16th in the Big Ten. This is an improvement from the 2024 class, which ranked 65th nationally. Enjoy, fight on, Bob. This is more evidence that SC has enough talent to win games and win a lot of games 1,000%. I think when we say that the talent pales in comparison to Ohio State, that's true. At the same time, Indiana's finding ways to compete with Ohio State without that talent. Why can't SC? Right?
Yeah, and I am sympathetic to the idea that what Curt Cignetti is doing at Indiana is a complete and utter outlier. This is what he's done has been just nothing short of miraculous, and that most programs can't expect that. I that's perfectly fine by me to accept that. But what I continue to say from the USC perspective is I'm not asking USC to be 12-0 and looking like one of the best teams in the country and being a number 1 or a 2 seed. All I'm asking for USC is to be somewhere near 12. I want to get into the college football, the final lead up to the college football playoff, and be talking about how USC deserves to be in. That's it. I just want to be in that position, and USC has not really put themselves in that position since since Caleb Williams, and that was obviously a different circumstance. But I will continue to say that if you look at the team talent that 24/7 Sports puts together, USC isn't up there with Georgia or Alabama or Ohio State or Oregon, but USC is 17th nationally, and they
have more than enough talent to do damage.
They should be where Oklahoma is. They should be probably closer to where Michigan is, especially because they beat Michigan,
Dale in the chat says our talent evaluation.
Numbers UCLA there on your screen there.
26th.
See, that's same with UCLA. Yeah. Get a decent coach.
Dale says our talent evaluation is sus. Example, Tackett Curtis.
Well, I think this is a totally fair thing.
Can I be honest? I forgot Tackett Curtis existed.
Yeah. Indiana is 72nd, by the way. BYU is 70th.
Yeah. And so much of this is just Tulane in a particular year. Hey, guys, what do you think about this too? In a particular year, you got all this talent, yada, yada, yada. But it really comes down to, with as much change that happens on these teams every single year, you need a guy, a coach, that can get all the talent on the team, whether it's 77th in the country or whether it's number 2 in the country, to pull in the same direction. And I think that's a much bigger factor right now in the current landscape of college football than a lot of the talent stuff. Certainly, I don't think you're winning a national title. You're not going to win 3 rounds of playoff games unless you have talent like, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. But to be in the playoff, I think it has a lot more to do with, are your guys aligned, pulling in the same direction?
Yeah.
Much more so than, do they have the top 25 or top 50 or top 75 talent?
The reality is for USC, it's an extremely simple calculation. If USC won all the games that they were favored in, they would be in the playoff, because the loss to Illinois is what's keeping them out of the playoff way more than losing to Notre Dame or Oregon on the road. Those are 2 losses you bank in. USC was not favored in either of them, but they were a touchdown favorite at Illinois, and that's where they screwed up. USC, it's not like USC needs to go outperform their talent. They just need to not screw up when they're playing a team that they should beat.
Yeah, but I'm making the argument that the talent, to a degree, it's not irrelevant for winning the national title. It's not irrelevant at all. And I think that the Bud Elliott, what's his thing he calls it, Mayo? The talent,
the blue chip
thing. That's a real thing for winning the national title. But to be competitive in college football, I do think talent is to a degree much less relevant than people want to give it credit for. It's much less relevant.
I also want to point out.
Right?
I want to point out that the blue chip ratio this year had 18 teams on it, and the blue chip ratio, for those who don't know, is like the metrics that tend to that all national champions.
What qualifies you to actually have a shot at the national title?
Yeah, which I think is 2/3 4 stars and above.
Yes,
right?
USC was one of those teams.
Yeah, yes, and no team has ever done it without that. Yes, and like it's all about your chances, right? Like, and this goes back to like star ratings matter, because they do. I'm gonna in honor of our friend Ryan Abraham, I'm gonna do a food analogy, restaurant analogy. If you have the best talent, you are cutting your meat with the sharpest, top of the line German steel knife that is extremely sharpened and everything. It's gonna cut significantly easier into your meat, right?
Give me a Cutco blade at Costco.
Yeah. If you have a plastic butter knife, you can still cut the chicken. It will just be harder, and you have to overcome it with your strategy of how you're going to do it and your commitment to doing it and all those other things, right? You know what I mean? And how do you win a national championship? It's by having the really sharp blade and doing all the work. Like, you have to do both of those things.
Yeah.
If you're really talented, you can luck out and have a team talent their way to the playoff. And if you try really hard and you are coached really well, you can get to the playoff by outwitting teams and out-strategizing and out-coaching teams. But if you're going to win the national championship, you have to do both. So
that's fair.
That's how I see it.
That's a great analogy, Michael.
Yeah.
Yes.
Full credit.
Yeah.
Great marks for that.
Matt and Eugene, where's this going? We're talking about fine German cutlery? Yes.
We were all thinking that.
Yes. I thought about using Japanese cutlery, but I don't know the difference between Japanese cutlery and German cutlery and American cutlery and Djiboutian cutlery. I'm just... German steel. They have that at what's the place where we were registered on our wedding?
Let's go to Costco and get
Creighton.
Take my word for it.
Creighton
Barrel.
Sonoma.
Creighton, Williams Sonoma, and Creighton Barrel.
Creighton Barrel. There it is. Yeah. All right.
There was discussion in the chat about the Alamo Bowl.
Let's go.
That if USC beats UCLA, that basically locks in the Alamo Bowl.
Michael, where's Cal going to a bowl game? Sorry to hijack us. I might be going to that game, is what I'm saying.
Let me see.
Are they 6-5?
My daughter, one of my superstars, Megan, is going to march in her last game.
You mean
at
one
Cal goes to bowl
one
game.
of your grumpy children who doesn't want to do the Christmas decorations?
She always does, by the way.
I was about to guess. I was going to guess that Megan is your version of me in the family.
Megan's the most naive, gullible, wonderful, sweet soul ever.
Again, me. But like where Megan is the only one who will go out of her way to help put up Christmas decorations.
No doubt.
Where I am the only one in my family who goes out of their way to help my parents put up their Christmas decorations. I am currently efforting to find.
That's fine. So, Michael, go back to your question. So I can hear what Alicia finds.
Hawaii Bowl against Hawaii.
Yeah. So, okay, there you go. Right,
we're going to Hawaii. But
there you go. What's the Shreveport one, guys?
The Shreveport one is that's the
Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl.
Lord have mercy. I heard that was maybe on the slate too. I'll take Hawaii all day long.
Bonagura has UTSA, Kennesaw State, and Schleibach has Baylor, Western Kentucky.
And Bonagura and Schleibach both have SC in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
The Valero Alamo Bowl.
Valero Alamo Bowl.
Nice oil company.
Valero Alamo Bowl.
It's not as fun as
SRS. We know what Valero is.
Yeah.
We know that it's a Venezuelan gas company. We don't know what the hell SRS distribution is.
No.
Yeah.
We still have no idea.
They were commercials, and we still weren't quite sure what any of it meant.
Yeah. Matt Eugene says Hawaii or Shreveport, same thing.
Exactly. That's exactly what I told my daughter.
Yeah. Would you
zero difference.
Would you like to go to Bakersfield or Carmel?
Yeah.
Pick one.
That's exactly right.
So here's the thing, though. Like, would USC rather go to a lesser bowl or go to the Alamo Bowl? I'm going to be honest. I want USC to go to the Alamo Bowl because that will mean that USC will have beaten UCLA. But I also, Michael, we are not going to that game. Right now, I'm telling you right now,
the Alamo Bowl?
We are not wasting our time going into the state of Texas to watch USC play a football game.
We could have Whataburger.
We're absolutely not doing
Overrated.
I want Whataburger.
The state
I
of
was
Texas,
denied Whataburger in the airport when we were traveling.
Breaking news. Michael, this is not Whataburger, but you realize on the way to Vegas, driving up in the valley up there, Antelope Valley.
You went to Steak and Shake?
No, I'm telling my story wrong. In Vegas. Mm-hmm. I told you guys this. They're building a Bojangles in freaking Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
You told us all they're building a bunch of stuff.
There was on the outskirts of Vegas, there's a place that had like every cool fast food place in the world, and they're building a Bojangles. Sorry, Michael.
Bojangles high on my list. Have you been to Cookout?
No. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, buddy, you would like a Cookout.
Okay, good.
Fat Boy Special.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to wrap up this episode with a great conversation here.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the world's crappiest holiday, Thanksgiving.
The best. Well, not the best, but it's a great holiday.
It is not a crappy holiday.
It's a fantastic holiday.
I will say I enjoy
because Michael doesn't know how to eat food.
I enjoy Thanksgiving
that's why he don't like it
more than I did as a child.
Oh, that's good.
And this is because, I miss my cousin's bread, homemade bread. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing in the world.
What kind of bread was it?
It's like they were
rolls.
They were rolled. They were rolls, but they were rolled into croissant shapes. But they were rolls.
OMG! By the way, if anybody finds himself on the outskirts of Fresno, right? Mm-hmm. Ever, there's a restaurant. Tell your audience to text me because I will text them back. There's a restaurant. I don't remember what the name is off the top of my head right now, but it had the best bread I've ever eaten in my life, and it was just like very thin but super crispy, but on the inside super soft. Little rolls they served at the opening of dinner.
I'm not a crispy bread guy.
Oh, it's so good.
I like soft.
And it was warm. It was wonderful.
I like it soft.
Soft.
And
sorry, Michael.
I miss that bread. But Thanksgiving now means at least I get to eat your brother's amazing corn souffle, which is corn souffle. What's it called? Is it corn casserole?
It was a corn souffle, but yeah. I mean.
It's so freaking good.
Is that the only thing you're excited to eat tomorrow?
Which brother makes that?
I'm starting a list. I'm leaving the best for last, which is your mac and cheese. Which is really Teeny's mac and cheese. But your mac and cheese.
Making it before the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but you know what? Okay, let's be straight up here though. Why did I seek out mac and cheese recipes? Because I decided last year that Michael not liking Thanksgiving
wasn't acceptable.
Was not acceptable because Michael doesn't like any of the food that's served at Thanksgiving except
Michael
for
has
the cranberry,
palate of a 5-year-old.
Cranberry
no,
sauce.
I don't. It's because I'm a super taster.
You have a palate of a 5-year-old.
That's not true. I'm a super taster.
We both did the super taster. I think I'm in the super taster range with you, and I like plenty of things. I'm definitely a super taster just like you. But why do I like things and you don't? Because you have the palate of a 5-year-old.
No, because he's a palate of a 5-year-old that he refuses to expand.
Because he has a palate of a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's stubborn.
Yeah. But I decided I was going to make mac and cheese at Thanksgiving so that Michael would have something to look forward to. Yeah. And Teeny delivered. And
are we all sending pictures of our plates, by the way?
Yes, and my food will be touching.
My food will not be touching.
All touching everywhere.
Also, my food will all be the same color.
Michael does not like touching.
In true glory.
Ilium says Michael eats corn souffle, but not mashed potatoes.
It's insane.
Yes.
Mashed potatoes.
It's literally insane.
I genuinely do not understand how people like mashed potatoes.
The corn souffle is effectively just fancy cornbread, so like he loves cornbread.
It's cheesy cornbread.
I don't think I had real mashed potatoes until I met my future wife, who made real mashed potatoes like a fine Irish woman. But before that, when I grew up in where I grew up and half my family's Mormon, they would make mashed potatoes, but they always looked like the worst mashed potatoes.
Like out of the box?
No, they would make real mashed potatoes, but they'd be all lumpy and nasty and horrible and inedible. So I didn't like real mashed potatoes then either, Michael. And I thought that mashed potatoes were out of the box, the powder ones. But no, you get someone who knows how to make them and they're like heaven.
No, I hate the texture. I hate it.
The other problem is he doesn't like gravy. So he doesn't like two of the best things.
Hold on.
He doesn't like anything.
Hold on. Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up. I like gravy. I don't like that gravy. I like country gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me country gravy. Lather up my chicken fried steak with that puppy. Oh, yes, all day. Thank you. I don't want that nasty brown beef gravy garbage.
Green beans.
No.
Green
The
bean
same thing
corn.
I like chicken broth. Don't like beef broth. Ugh, no.
Cranberry sauce.
Not for me. Anyways, we got a super chat.
Oh, hey.
Here we go. I fixed it.
Nice.
There you go. There's both of you on the screen together. West Texas Mike with the super chat. Big super chat. Thank you, West Texas Mike. We love you, bud.
WTM. Thank you.
For Jake's United B Ruins of Whatever performance on the Podcast of Champions. Probably the only highlight for me thus far in the dumb season.
Whatever.
How was it? How was your performance?
I sent him a song. It was the entire post game for the Indiana game was a 2-minute song of me covering Liam Lynch's Whatever song. If you never heard it, look it up on iTunes or on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's one of my favorite songs, but it lasts like 3 minutes. It's just like, yes, I went to the bar one night and Kiki was like, yum, and I was like, whatever. You know, and I just played that for like 5 minutes or 3 minutes. And that was my entire post game. Because that's what that game was to me. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's a season. Whatever. Unless they beat SC, then I'm like, yeah, let's go.
All right.
I gotta.
If it's 42-0, you know what I'm really saying? Whatever.
Yeah. I got a butt in here because I've been doing some searching.
Mm-hmm.
I may have asked Google's AI and it came back with a clearly wrong answer. So I jumped over to ChatGPT and I trust the answer that I've asked enough follow-up questions to ChatGPT to feel like I have gotten the correct answer for this, and it is a depressing answer for when the last time USC won a football game in the state of Texas.
I think I know the answer.
Do you know the answer, Michael?
I believe it's 1996 in the Alamo Dome against Houston.
January 2nd, 1995.
Wow.
The Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas.
That's wrong.
USC beat the Texas Tech Red Raiders 55-14.
That's wrong. They played Houston in 96.
We'll look at there. Either way.
Well, I've asked ChatGPT to
time.
compile a list of all the games USC has played in the state of Texas. So once that generates...
Is Houston, Texas?
City syrup.
Here we go. At Houston, September 21st, 1996. If I remember right, John Allred set the USC tight ends a single game catch record in that game. Had like 10 catches as a tight end.
So you're saying SC does not play well in the state of Texas?
It has been a not fun place to watch USC play
I just
football.
realized it's been 29 years since John Allred was the tight end. Oh my God.
We're old.
He was like my childhood tight end.
We're old.
Oh, boy.
Especially me.
Yeah. All right. Matt and Eugene says...
Hi, Matt.
Michael doesn't know how to eat food is the realest thing ever said on this award-winning pod. And then also says, Michael, what's your dream Thanksgiving plate have on it? Doesn't need to be traditional Thanksgiving dishes. This is very easy. It's turkey's not my favorite meat in the world, but I would like Texas barbecued turkey.
What's that?
You go to a Texas barbecue place, obviously you're going to get brisket, you're going to get ribs. I guess you could get sausage links, but that's not for me. But if you do... get turkey. We love Hutchins.
Wait, have you ever gotten Texas barbecue turkey?
Yes, it's incredible.
Okay.
Hutchins barbecue in McKinney and Frisco. I think there's another one somewhere.
Michael, no one gives a crap what kind of turkey you're getting. We just want to know what's on the plate. Turkey, corn, potatoes, yada.
Like Texas barbecue turkey, even better. Give me turkey.
Uh-huh.
I want your cranberry sauce that looks like the can that gives you the ribs so you can slice ribbed for your slicing.
Just ridiculous.
Yes. I want that.
Garbage.
Straight
garbage.
I want mac and cheese.
Okay, that's good. That Alicia made for you.
Yes, I appreciate it. I want a corn casserole cheesy souffle thing.
That another Artola made for you.
Yes. Then I will add the dish that I've been meaning to make at some time for her family. I just haven't done it, but I need to do it. Is my mom's recipe for what she called William Devane, which was just chicken Devane. William Devane, like the actor, yeah, I know. But chicken Devane, but like I have bastardized the recipe to just be broccoli cheese casserole, no chicken in there. In part, I cook the chicken separately and then have it that way. But broccoli casserole. And I think that's all I want on my plate.
Everything is separated by at least 1.5 inches of space.
That's right. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
And then if there were like some roasted potatoes, I would take roasted potatoes.
I will give him some credit. I'm going to elevate his palate to that of a 7-year-old because he'll eat the broccoli, but not much more than that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to butt in again.
I've got a segment that we haven't been able to get to, but yes.
I'm going to butt in again on Richard dropped in the Winsipedia like all-time games for USC.
And confirmed.
So it is confirmed that it was Houston 1996. There have been 6 games that USC has played in the state of Texas since then.
Can I name them all?
You may try.
Do you have the list?
I have the list.
All right.
Can you
bonus points for the score? Want to start backwards?
Can we start from
recent or
from furthest away? Or we can go most recent.
Furthest away is Sun Bowl 1998.
Yes. Against
TCU, SC had negative 20 rushing yards, something like that. They had some running back named Landon Tomlinson.
My baby LaDainian.
Yeah. The score I believe was 28-17.
28-19.
28-19. Okay.
Great game.
Okay, next game?
Next game would be it's the Sun Bowl against Georgia Tech 2012.
Yes, correct.
That score.
I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know it because I bleached that game from my brain.
Is it like a 24-17?
21-7.
21-7. Okay.
Okay, next.
Next one is the infamous 50-6. 52-6. Alabama.
Yeah, in Dallas.
Yeah, and then there is the Cotton Bowl.
Yes.
Against Ohio State, which is 17-7?
24-7. That was in 2017.
24-7? Okay.
24-7.
24-7. And then there's the game at Texas, the John Baxter gets fired game.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That game is... Is it like 36-17 or something like that?
37-14. That was 2018.
37-14. Okay.
And
it's embarrassing that I'm botching these scores this bad.
No, it's not.
And then there's the Cotton Bowl against Tulane, which is the most recent one, correct?
Great game.
Yes, 2023.
And that one, is it like is it 37-35?
46-45.
46-45. Okay.
Yeah.
God, embarrassing performance.
So USC is on a 6-game losing streak in the state of Texas.
Yes.
Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah. Each one of those, understandable.
Which is
all
why,
6 together, not understandable.
Which is why we will not be going to the Alamo Bowl. We have already spent way too much money.
I've never been.
Watching USC.
I've never been to
San Antonio.
Go to Hawaii with me.
My dad, I would bet my dad wants to go. My dad did basic in San Antonio.
San Antonio is a great city.
Thank you for his service.
I will give you that.
We could go to the Riverwalk, even though everyone said the Riverwalk sucks. But
no, it's fun. It's fun.
You've been?
Yeah.
All right, I've got a segment here. I have found Thanksgiving icebreaker questions.
Oh God.
We're gonna rapid fire these because there's a lot of them. We're gonna rapid fire them. Okay.
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 We start with it is this or that. I should have got the this or that sound. I don't have it on the board.
Did I make for your show?
Yes,
or do you have a different
I appreciate it. Pumpkin pie or pecan pie?
Pecan.
It's
just bought a pecan a minute ago.
Pumpkin is the correct answer.
At Costco.
Pumpkin's
$12.
Oh, they have.
It's as big as this table. Oh. I wasn't going to get that big one because I'm the only one that eats it, but in a pinch, I didn't have one yet.
I doubt we're going to have pecan pie, but it is one of my favorites.
You are, because I'm going to bring you half of mine.
Thank you. There we go.
There we go. We just figured it out. Boom. Solutions.
Candied yams or sweet potato pie?
Neither.
Sweet potato casserole.
Get the F out. GTFO.
Candied yams.
And the answer is neither.
I'm with Michael on that one.
I wouldn't put
2
it
to 1
on my
we
plate.
win.
Yeah, I'll take a Glock instead. Canned or homemade cranberry sauce?
Oh, Jesus God. Homemade every time. Michael, you freaking Philistine.
I like it ripped for my pleasure.
Unbelievable.
Incredible cranberry sauce.
We make an incredible cranberry sauce.
You guys,
it's
from
lit.
what it looks like, has looked incredible. I don't think I've ever tried it.
It's absolutely lit.
Classic stuffing or cornbread stuffing?
Neither.
Either. I love them both.
Spinach dip or buffalo chicken dip?
Spinach dip.
But is buffalo chicken. I'm not a spinach guy. I'm not strong to the finish. I don't eat my spinach.
Green beans or green bean
casserole?
Roasted every time.
Casserole.
I would probably take roasted.
The casserole kind of freaks me out. I don't know why.
Green bean casserole.
That's my own hang up.
Let's
gross.
go. I love it.
Glazed carrots or roasted Brussels sprouts?
Oh God, Brussels sprouts. Throw them in the ocean. Never. I hate the smell.
Neither.
And I don't mind Brussels sprouts, but carrots 100%.
My maple glazed carrot recipe now is legit. So I'm all over that.
I'll try.
Yes.
On the pie, whipped cream or ice cream?
Either. Both.
I think both. Both is good.
I'm good with
depending
both.
on.
Yeah.
Don't give me Cool Whip though. I don't want Cool Whip.
I do love ice cream on a pie.
I like Cool Whip, but I'm just fine with the regular can.
If it's a pecan pie, I want ice cream. If it's a pumpkin pie, I want Cool Whip.
Certainly.
If it's apple, I want
ice cream.
So
any warm pie should have ice cream, and any cold pie should have whipped cream.
That's generally fair.
Deviled eggs or pig in blankets?
Deviled eggs.
Either.
My brother sent me a thing of fried deviled eggs, and I don't know. I want to try it.
I think I go deviled eggs actually for sure. If you're telling me like this is more 4th of July, but bacon wrap little smokies, then I'm like, photo finish.
How do you feel about American or British pigs in a blanket?
What's the difference?
American pigs in a blanket are, and I almost wonder if this is like a Canadian thing because I'm guessing pigs in a blanket in this sense is the British version. British pigs in a blanket is hot dog wrapped in, or maybe a little Vienna sauce, something, a little hot dog link of some sort wrapped in a croissant.
Yeah.
And then
versus
American pigs in a blanket is breakfast sausage wrapped in pancake.
Oh,
so then my answer is American pigs in a blanket.
We wouldn't have American pigs in a blanket at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's
number
the thing.
one.
Is like you only get pigs in a blanket at a breakfast
Brits
space.
But the Brits have pigs in a blanket for their Christmas roast and their Sunday roast.
And
I like them both. I like them both.
Thing.
Yeah,
I like them both.
All right. Here's
but bacon wrap smokies are better.
Cool Whip for Fight on Natties. I gotcha.
Yeah. All right. If you could only have one pie for Thanksgiving, what do you choose? It's apple.
Pecan.
Apple.
Pecan. Chocolate cream.
I'm with pecan. I'll go pecan again.
Pecan.
Have you ever attended a Thanksgiving Day parade?
No.
Does playing/watching sports play a big role in your Thanksgiving celebrations?
Yes.
Peripherally.
Well, to be fair, it plays a big role in my Thanksgiving.
Sure.
In that everyone else in my family is not watching the game, but me and my dad will inevitably end up. When my aunt used to host Thanksgiving, we would end up in their den watching the game. Now that it's at my parents' house, it will be easier to not have to separate completely to watch the game.
We are always hosting, so I'm always just paying attention to the score, but not actually watching.
Yeah.
Because we are the hostess with the mostest.
When I was a kid, I never watched Thanksgiving sports. There was no such thing.
Interesting.
On my mom's side, there's no such thing as sport. That's why when people talk about it as the sports holiday, like I can't comprehend, because the only thing I know about Thanksgiving is watching the Lions while getting dressed.
Yes, 100%. The Lions game is always as we're getting ready.
Yes.
That's really interesting to me, Michael, especially how you turned out. Like, I didn't realize there was any part of your life that was like divorced from sports.
Yeah. All right. Do you have a big Thanksgiving meal for lunch or dinner? As a kid, it was always lunch.
Isn't it mid?
Dinner?
Yeah.
It's always been like around 3:00.
It was 1 o'clock for me growing up.
I was having a conversation with one of my friends, Vic from In-N-Out, the security guard, and he's like, "Nah, man, we do it like 8 o'clock."
PM?
Yes.
Wow.
He's like, we say 5, nobody shows up till 5:30, and then it's 8. And to be fair, Vic Ariano is of the same descent as y'all, and he blamed it on that.
That's always
he said
fair.
We're on Mexican time. And,
Mexican time is.
That's what he's claiming. That's what he's claiming.
Is certainly would push that dinner back.
No,
but see, for us, our Mexican time is like we say 1 o'clock and then we eat
at
at like 3.
And we say 3 and then we eat at 3.
Yeah, but usually it's your mom saying we're going to eat at 3, but we eat at 4:15.
That's fair too.
I think
my uncle would do that too because they'd be doing some big like tri-tip roast, and then you're at the mercy of like when it finishes in his.
Make sure you say hello to your lovely mom tomorrow.
I will.
What side dish cannot be missed from your Thanksgiving spread? It's mac and cheese,
mashed potatoes, stuffing, corn, gravy.
It's
cranberry sauce.
It's mashed potatoes and gravy.
All.
Okay. Do you prefer the Thanksgiving meal or the leftovers?
Oh, the meal.
It's the
meal.
Yeah. I've never been a leftovers guy.
Although I love the leftovers.
I love a Black Friday turkey sandwich for sure.
The leftovers are great. You know what? I have a friend who does. He has a sandwich press, and he will make a panini out of the Thanksgiving leftovers. I was like, that is pretty awesome.
I had a panini press. It was called the George Foreman.
Oh yeah.
That did the same thing.
Yeah. That's fine. Let's get it out tomorrow.
My mom used to make a second turkey.
Nice.
That she would keep for Friday after.
Have you ever participated in a turkey trot?
No, but I'm doing a turkey hike tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's fun.
If that counts as a turkey trot.
One of my really the kid with attitude, Molly Merrifield, her and her girlfriend did the turkey trot up at Santa Barbara last week, and I literally yelled at her girlfriend today because she was wearing the turkey trot shirt, but when I was looking at it, it's cardinal and gold. And I swear to God, it was an SC shirt. And I'm like, really? You're wearing that in my house right now? What the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, oh, wait, that's Santa Barbara turkey trot, not SC. I'm like, okay, fine. But I literally was like, I was on her ass. I was like, what are you doing?
There's some good stuff in the chat. West Texas Mike says, my uncle used to harass me
WTM.
by teasing about, quote, those sorry cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
So that is my tradition. Tim in LA says, pumpkin pie is an abomination. Sweet potato pie is the correct answer.
Wow, that's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Yeah.
Fight on Natty's is Castilian, and they do their turkey dinner at 3:30 or 4.
Let's go. That's an appropriate time.
Joe is a 5 p.m. but served at 8:30 with dessert at 11, which just sounds
crazy.
Unhinged.
No. This is what Thanksgiving is for me. It is you wake up. The Lions game is on while you're walking through the house getting ready. Then you go and you sit in a car for an hour and a half, 2 hours, driving to where you need to go.
Where was that, Michael?
San Clemente usually.
Yeah. Okay.
So you drive over there, and then you have the meal at 1:00 with no sports on.
But what's on the damn TV? Or the TV's just off?
There was no TV.
What is wrong with these people?
No TV was on.
What is wrong with these people?
No alcohol either.
Nobody ever brought it up?
Freaking Mormons. No, these aren't
they were
the
not
Mormons.
My side's more. You know my Thanksgiving experience was?
Here.
We'd go to the Mormons and it'd be football and food and bad mashed potatoes.
No. There you go.
No booze. No Coke. I mean, like Coca-Cola.
Anyways, and then my annual Thanksgiving tradition, which was being pissed off on the drive home when McDonald's or Taco Bell was not open.
But Taco Bell was closed.
Because half the time it wasn't open. I'm like, this is bogus. It's 6:30. Give me some McNuggets at this point. You know what I mean?
See, the best thing for me about Thanksgiving, aside from everything about it, is that it does end early. So, like, you're back. We would be done by 7 and back home by 8. The worst thing about Thanksgiving for several years while I was working retail is that I always had to work the Black Friday that became Black Thanksgiving at like 9:00. So I couldn't I had to not drink and sort of have to prepare copious caffeine to get me out of my turkey nap that I couldn't take once we got home. So now that life is behind me, I very look forward to the 8:00 get home and just like fall asleep thing.
Yeah, with your tryptophan.
Yes.
Which is mostly a myth.
It is, but also it's real.
Okay.
It's a heavy meal.
Yes.
All right.
Fight on Natty's. Their wife dressed their cats like pilgrims. And
Nice. That's pretty lit.
That's commitment to Thanksgiving.
That's good stuff.
That's funny. There's a bunch of would you rather questions, and most of these I think are just kind of lame. Would you rather host Thanksgiving or just show up? It's just show up.
Host.
I've never had to host. So.
Host. You have control over the food.
Would you rather have a Thanksgiving without desserts or without apps?
Apps. Appetizers?
Without desserts, because
without apps.
Give me the appetizers and let me go home and
app?
Give me the dessert. Well, like in our house,
eggs.
it's like the onion dips and ruffles, or like a
deviled eggs,
a fruit tray, or not a fruit tray, a vegetable tray, platter, whatever.
Like a nice brie bowl
brie,
thing.
Yeah. Like, screw those apps.
Yeah, would you rather have to wear a football jersey or a turkey hat throughout Thanksgiving dinner? Why is this a question? Like a football jersey or a turkey hat?
Give me a football jersey.
Like,
sure.
What? I get that these are like icebreaker questions that I guess you ask in work meetings, so maybe that tells you more about somebody that way. But like, weird.
Next question.
Weird correlation. I think we're out of. There's not much.
We're gonna end on that one.
All right, let me
give me at least one good one. Jeez, Michael.
All right, let me find one more.
Come on, man.
In here.
Ruining our mojo.
I did the turkey trot one. Okay. Would you rather watch classic Thanksgiving movies?
Nope.
Or Thanksgiving episodes from your favorite show?
Oh, that. There's got to be like a good Community episode. There's definitely a good Office episode.
What is a classic Thanksgiving movie?
Like Trains, Automobiles?
Oh, well, okay, maybe. I'm thinking like the old stuff. No, like there's got to be like a Jimmy Stewart-y type of movie.
I'm with you.
Is the Big Chill Thanksgiving?
The Big Chill sucks. So
I bet there's I can't remember if there's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine Thanksgiving episode, but I bet there would be. I'm with you. I think Community does? I'm
just saying there's got to be an Office one. There's got to be a Community one. I guarantee there's a Parks and Rec one. Like so that like there's a lot there, and they're only half hour, and you can kind of tune in, tune out, and get the jokes.
Gilmore Girls has a classic Thanksgiving episode.
There you go.
You know what I love about Seinfeld?
But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a very strong entry though. Like you could sit down and watch that and it'd be good, but it's a little long.
The thing I love about Seinfeld is we didn't have any of those bullshit episodes. Can you think of a themed episode?
It's a show about nothing, Michael.
No, I understand this.
Yeah, Festivus for the rest of us though. Like, I mean, come on, right there.
But that is.
Wasn't there one with the Thanksgiving Day parade float? Wasn't there a big old thing about that? The float falls down or whatever?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
With Mr. Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Okay.
Pitt.
Okay.
But
like it's I can't think of there's no Halloween episode.
Well, I mean, we might come up with it. We sit here long enough. We've already defeated that premise on they have a Christmas and they have a Thanksgiving.
And then there's a Millennium episode.
Yeah.
The new Millennium.
Yeah.
Millennium.
So, I mean, that theory is shot down. Yeah. Sorry.
West Texas Mike says, episode of movie is too long of a commitment for sitting around with those people.
Yeah.
No one's going to interrupt with someone or a horrible family member.
That's why I think movies is kind of tough. Movies kind of tough.
Yeah.
Final Natty says Family Guy episodes, there's an hour long.
But also, why would I not just be watching football?
Yeah. Joe Long says charcuterie cheeses, multi-chips and dip, and bread and dips.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. I was remembering artichoke dip. My brother always makes artichoke dip.
But I'll still take dessert. Give me dessert.
So
Did you say artichoke dick?
I did. Artichoke dip.
Where's my drops?
I think
I'm going back to that one.
Right there.
Yeah. I think that's our cue.
I have so many
different type of heart on the artichoke dip there. Yeah. All right, okay, we're gonna end there. We'll be back Saturday with the watch along for SC and UCLA. The game, of course, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on
WNBC.
Yes, or you can watch it on the Cock too. So you can do that if you want to stream. Iliam says there's one episode where Jerry imagined Kramer's head on Thanksgiving. That must have been Thanksgiving. Yes. Was that the same episode as the Mr. Pitt thing?
The Millennium one?
No, the Kramer's head on the Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, no, I don't think
it might have been.
It might have been.
See, here's I know every Seinfeld episode. I know I can.
I get the plots mixed up though. The A, the B's.
Yes, yeah, I know the A's, the B's, and the C's.
Which match up? Yeah.
I can't tell you like if they're in the same episode or not. That's my issue. There's so many times where like I'll be watching an episode. I'm like, oh, I forgot that this one was in this episode. You know what I mean?
It's from the Butter Shave, the 157th
episode. Is Mr. Pitt in that episode?
Where George gets a new job and preferential treatment due to his coworkers mistakenly thinking he has a physical disability.
It's a different one.
Kramer rubs butter all over his
because
body
it's in the hot
and accidentally
tub.
burns it into his skin.
Okay,
it's like
so
a chicken thing,
this
not
is
a
like season
turkey
9, season 8.
Elaine and David Putty break up at the tail end of a
love
European
that one.
vacation,
That's so
forcing them
good.
to endure a uncomfortable
on the plane trip.
transatlantic,
That's so good.
transatlantic flight home.
But that's way later. We're talking about early. We're talking about season 3, 4.
That sounds
This was
like
1997.
season.
Season.
That's
it was
season
the
9.
first episode of season 9.
Yeah, because that's without Larry. Yeah. You know how to tell
The
if
final word is boob.
you know how to tell if it's a Larry episode or not?
How?
Is it good?
No, they're all good. Is the premise batshit? If it is, it's post Larry.
Okay, I was going to say, if it was going to be the other thing, then Kramer rubbing butter all over his body and accidentally burns.
The episodes in season 8 and 9 are tremendous.
So good.
They're so good.
The Merv Griffin one is like probably my favorite thing of all time.
It ends up getting absurd. Like the Merv Griffin thing is
such a good episode.
Absurd.
It's so good
in comparison to like the Chinese restaurant, which like is a totally plausible premise.
That's why when I talk to somebody and they're like, I don't like Seinfeld. You never watch Seinfeld. I just guarantee it. You can't watch it and not be like, oh my God.
I talked to someone semi-recently. It was like,
me too. I see people all the time.
It just didn't age well. And I'm like,
you're absolutely wrong.
What?
You're absolutely wrong.
I can understand that there's 90s sitcoms that haven't aged well in the sense of like
certainly
some of the things you couldn't get away with today. Like could you make you're not wearing the ribbon? Like could you make that episode today? Probably not. Could you make the contest today? Probably not.
But that's not even what we're talking about, though.
But yes, but that's
like,
not
it's
what we're
still,
talking
even
about.
if you made it today, it's funny. It's funny then, it's funny now.
But it's still funny today. Yeah. Like, it's still funny. Like,
the quintessential Seinfeld Thanksgiving episode is called The Mom and Pop Store, where Jerry's shoes are taken to be repaired, leaving him only with his cowboy boots for Thanksgiving. Also, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, where Elaine wins Mr. Pitt.
Mr. Pitt likes Woody Woodpecker.
And then okay,
Jake, that was beautiful.
And then another episode is John Voight, where George is convinced he's buying a car once.
John Voight's car!
John Voight, but I don't know where the Thanksgiving.
It's John Voight with an H.
Well, that Mr. Pitt one is that.
Yeah.
Because the float, dies.
You see the pencil? Those are John Voight's teeth. And they go.
But what does that have to do with Thanksgiving?
It's gotta be in or out, Mom. In or out. Well, I need the door closed.
I know. Jake rushing this off. John Voight's teeth are in a pencil. Then they realize that John Voight is actually a dentist, not the actor. And they find this out when they're at the party for
Thanksgiving.
Who hosts the party?
Festivus.
Jake, who hosts the party?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was looking for more Alicia drops. What are we talking about?
Who hosts the party?
For which episode? I'm sorry. I totally
our
dropped the ball.
favorite Bryan Cranston?
Oh, yeah.
John Voight.
Yeah, Tim Watley.
Watley.
Yeah.
Watley.
Yeah. Tim Watley's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
He became Jewish for the jokes. You're anti-dentite. Yeah. Okay, I will shut up. So.
All right, thank you.
We'll be back.
How long was this, Michael?
Well, it is
an hour and 47 minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, not a single bark over there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Not on my show. The Whats Bruin Show has a lot of badger in it.
I know.
That might be because I took them on a hour and 45-minute walk this morning.
She gave them Vicodin before she put them into their cages right now.
I gave them their food.
And their bowls are filled with tequila. Who knew?
No.
It was like strange brew. She just poured a 40 in there.
I mean, Badger didn't eat his breakfast apparently, so he got double dosed.
All right, we'll be back Saturday with the watch along and then a CarCast, and then that's the regular season.
Go Bruins!
Sure, Boston, and
UCLA fight.
Until next time,
love you guys.
Love you too,
Jake, final word.
It's got to be boob.
All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks everybody in the chat. This was fun, and we hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And celebrate with your family and
make your foods touch.
Yes.
No, don't do that. But travel safe. So we'll see you next time. Until then, see ya.
See ya.
See ya.